Okay, hi everybody. Thank you for joining us and another meditation session in the park. So I had a curious question for all of you. How do you benefit from your practice? I'd really like to know this. Okay, take your time to answer But what is it, that personal change in your life that you've started to see? What is that feedback? That oh, it's so anybody? Okay, David, could you pass on the mic? Could you just hold on? People are online. They would like to listen to
Check,
you.
check, 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 check.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I've noticed since I have been doing my practice and every day and faithful, when things happen in my life, the reaction that I have has changed quite a bit. Before this, it was more, I was reactive. Now I find myself being, number one, proactive about things and trying to think ahead. But when things happen that are out of my control, first of all, it's out of my control and I recognize that. And then the other part of it is that I'll say, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this? Why is this happening for me? Not to me, for me. And then I try to, and that's what I've learned so far, and that's what that has helped me so far with, with my practice. So thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.
The thing I noticed when I'm
Could you
doing,
repeat the question for Sangeeta? She just
yes,
joined us.
it's Sangeeta. The question is, well, like, what have we experienced after doing, like, while doing meditation, or since doing meditation? Like, what kind of changes have you seen in your life?
What are the benefits
What are the
from your
benefits?
practice?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the benefits I've seen is that, it's an overused term, but just being a lot more aware of not just what's going on, but like what's going on inside me. Like that's like when I see something before you wouldn't notice that you were reacting, and that you were reacting to a situation, but now it's like that in that loop. You kind of there's a pause there, and you kind of see like, okay, well, this is you can feel the emotions, and you're like then you start questioning, well, why am I feeling that? And you start so there's a lot more. It's not just a cycle. There's like a break in that cycle, and you're actually able to kind of adjust how you react.
Nice.
Um, that's the best way I can explain it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Anybody else?
I can go next.
Sure.
First of all, we missed you for
Thank you.
so many weeks.
I missed you too.
And I did practice. I tried practicing every day, so it's almost every day. The benefits I've had is the art of letting go. I think all these 7 months, 8 months I've been practicing with you, just to learn the art of letting go and not let anxiety or not let that feel of holding it because it's worth it, because I try to hold on many things because I think it's worth it and I have a duty towards it, but just to keep myself calm in that position and learning the art of letting go, because not just because you're letting it go doesn't mean it goes away, but it helps you deal calmly of what stays within you because it's worth it and what was not worth it and it's gone.
Wonderful.
That is something I'm getting better at it, but miles to go.
That's
So
awesome.
thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you
that.
for all your meditation, guidance.
Thank you for sharing. Melissa, if you don't mind.
So I think these couple of years have been very transformational. I think a lot of changes have happened in my life. And it's interesting to see how it was just in time, right, that I started meditation. And it helped me just find my home inside of myself, right? When everything else is shifting and everything else is moving, it's just, that's a constant. And I kind of feel like I've created this witness of my life, right? Like an outside observer. And it's a source of strength somehow for all of the changes that have been going on. And so I think this definitely helps with inner peace.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Hi, Aviva. No worries. Hi.
This is my son, Damien. He
Hi.
can't join us today.
Hi, Damien. Happy to have you here. That's awesome. Well, the question was, how are you benefiting from your meditation practice? So take your time. Meanwhile, anybody else wants to share?
Hi. Uh, I think it's similar to what some of the other people are saying. I feel more centered. I definitely feel a lot calmer once I do the meditation. And I think this is what everybody shared, that you tend to be more responsive as opposed to reactive to whatever life is throwing at you. And just the ability to cope with all of that, I think, changes. And like Paresh said, you develop an inner awareness. In the past, you may not be conscious about that. And I think, at least for me personally, I've experienced all of these benefits.
That's great. Thank you.
I have several injury, which physical injury, who through meditation I'm able to, when the pain comes, to make the pain fade, not disappear, to put
Wow.
a distance between me and the pain, and make my life much easier.
Wow. Thank you.
Hello. So for me, I always think of what meditation has taken from me, and just like touching on what everybody else has already touched on, is the reactiveness of how I used to be and how much anger I used to carry, and meditation has created a safe space for me, and in that I can surrender and let all that go, and it's like no one can invade that space. Like nothing can invade that space. No matter where I'm meditating. If I'm meditating on my floor, or I meditate in my car a lot, out in the park, like nobody can penetrate that. Like that is just my safe space where I can release everything and let it all go. And it is, meditation has completely changed me from who I once was. And so it's just, I mean, it's beautiful what it's taken from me.
It's pretty
Not
amazing.
not all, I shouldn't say. I mean, there are moments when I'm angry or stressed, or just like if I become emotionally consumed by something, and it's just going and sitting and just, I do a lot of silent meditation, and so I mean, for me to sit in silence, that's like a Christmas miracle. And to be able, for like the extended amount of time that I do now, that I had to build up to, because it started off with just like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and so it's a place where I can give myself grace for just whatever the crazy thoughts that go on in your mind, or maybe for what happened that day, or if I was a little reactive to something, or it even in speaking to someone, like coworkers, for example, or family members, and it's like, okay, it creates a space before, it allows me to create a space before I speak and react.
Okay.
And that, yeah, so that's what it's
Oh.
done for me.
Very good.
Yep.
What about you, Abiva? Not today?
Just a word. Just a word. Well, I came late to the party, but for me, meditation, it helps me forgive myself at every turn. I used to spend a lot of time like, I messed that up, or I did this wrong. I still am able to take responsibility for it fully, but I don't hang on to it like a shame business. You know what I mean? I can leave things alone. Hey, that's stupid, or that didn't work out. And I can move it aside. And before, I used to connect it to be like a character thing, part of who I was, as opposed to an action that needed to be corrected. So I'm able to separate myself a lot more. And I think that has probably been the greatest benefit so far.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
think we got it. You can just hold it. Okay.
I'll go ahead and mute it. That way you can.
Hot mics over here.
We'll tap on it. It should be mute.
It is. David, where is Linda? Like she was here and then.
I did see.
I talked to her. Everything's okay. She's something's going on. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. So great. So that's perfect actually, because all of you sort of touched on what I was going to talk about, that we're starting to become more aware of our thinking and our actions, right? So that's what even I was planning to discuss. The point is that in every day in our life, every moment, we are given infinite choices. You know, even though we may realize it or not, every moment we have a choice to make. And we make it, sometimes it's unconscious and sometimes it's conscious, but we're always making choices from this field of possibilities. We have a choice. I'll give you an example. I say something to you harsh, something very offensive. I'd never do that, but... And you have a choice to be offended. You also have a choice to insult me right back. You also have a choice to stay silent. You also have a choice to not let it bother you, right? So you have multiple choices. Every minute, every moment in our lives, we have infinite choices. Same way, I could say something to you that is a compliment. You have a choice to feel pleased or flattered. You also have a choice to not let it go to your head. You know, so there is a chain of choices in every moment of our existence. The point I'm trying to make is that most of our choices, unfortunately, are unconscious. In fact, today, where we are in our lives is because of our choices. And some of them are unconscious, so we don't agree if it was really a choice. But actually, there was a choice involved in where we are in our lives today. Do you guys remember Pavlov's dog experiment, right? Do you have a slight... Yeah. So the dog experiment was... There are 3 components to this experiment: the dog, the food, and a bell, right? So every time Pavlov would ring the bell and give the dog the food. Ring the bell, food. And really tasty dog food, by the way. And then after a few months, there was no food, just the bell. He would ring the bell, and the dog would still jump up, and the dog would salivate as well. So basically, what that experiment proved, that after some time, our responses become so conditioned, it becomes a reflex. You don't even have to think about it. It is happening automatically in your body as well. So today, for most of us, what is happening is we've become a bundle of reflex responses. Even though we have a conscious choice every moment in our lives. So today, what I want to offer you all is, after the meditation, we'll sit in silence for 60 seconds, and I want you to come up with a sankalpa starting for 2 hours today. And then you can keep increasing it, and actually put your timer also, 2 hours. You're going to make a conscious choice of anything that you say or do. Okay, so you put a sankalpa. So how do you do this? How do you make a conscious choice? There are 2 questions you could ask. What are the consequences of what I say now or what I do now? Number 1. The second question is, will this choice make me happy and the other person happy? Okay? If it is causing distress to either me or that other person, then probably it's not a good choice, right? And I know you guys can come up with some examples where both of them are not happy, but then still the choice is right. Like, I can give an example from my personal memory. When my child was small, taking her for a vaccination I didn't like it. It bothered me because I knew she was going to cry. But there is a greater good involved there. So we're not going to take those choices into consideration. But mostly in our day-to-day life, we have a choice what are the consequences of that choice that I make? And number two, is it going to make me happy and the other person happy? If not, can I drop it? Right? So, and the universe is going to help you. How? Your body is going to tell you. A lot of people feel it in their solar plexus. They do. You will know if it is a pleasant and unpleasant sensation. You will know. And a meditator is now very acutely sensitive to their body as well, not just to their mind. So you will know. So start focusing on your solar plexus. For a lot of people, it is the heart. They know. See, the heart is not just mushy and sentimental. It is a very intuitive tool, and it has a direct connection to the cosmic computer, and it's going to tell you if it is a good choice or not. So ask yourself two questions: what are the consequences? And number two, is it going to make me happy, or the other person happy or not, or is it going to bring distress to either one of us? Right? And then sometimes you just don't know what to do. Then choose silence. Just choose silence. You're not on point to respond or react or do everything all the time. You have the choice of silence. So basically, you have a choice every moment of your existence. It is mostly unconscious, and now we're choosing to make it conscious. And that is something great to aspire, and awakened people have that in them. So after this meditation, pick up your sankalpa for 2 hours. Everything I say or do, I'm going to ask myself those two questions, and then I'm also going to feel the sensation in my body. Does that make sense? Any questions? Anything? No? It's pretty simple, right? We can do it. What do you think, Tanika? It's work. It's work. Yeah. So what are the consequences of that choice that I make? Right? If I make that choice, maybe it is something speaking or an action. And the second is it going to bring happiness to me and to the other person? If one of us is not happy, then that's not a good choice, because you need to be happy too. If it is causing distress to anybody, then it's not the right choice. And so when that happens, you choose silence, which means right now you're not able to make a choice which could be good for everybody concerned. So choose silence. Simple. So this meditation obviously is going to help you because it's a mindfulness meditation. And then after that, 60 seconds to choose your sankalpa, put your timer on for 2 hours, and then see if you can prolong it 3 hours, 4 hours. Right? All right. So we can begin, David. Okay. Does anybody need to go to the restroom or anything? No. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to give me this? Mm-hmm. Oh, just put it far. Mm-hmm. That's good. I could move it a little far. I don't know how to get to it. Ah, got it. So begin by closing your eyes and and settle into a comfortable posture. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release all doubts and let go all your worries. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, let go. Let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Now begin to breathe in for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this again. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Continue this breathing on your own for a few cycles. Return to your breath and to its natural rhythm. Notice the flow of your breath. Observe the transition between the in-breath and the out-breath. See if you can find the stillness that resides in the space between breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe, observe your thoughts from a distance. Imagine them as clouds drifting in the sky. You are present now. Your thoughts do not control you or own you. Recognize this and let them drift away. Observe the passage of your breath in your body. The rise and fall of your shoulders and your belly. observe your breath and your thoughts, realize there is a deeper dimension within you. See if you can connect with that deeper part of you, beyond thinking. What is it that lies deeper than your thoughts? What is this feeling? This sense of simply being. What does it feel like to be you at the most fundamental level? You are that silence, that gap between thoughts and emotions. You are that stillness. See if you can access it. It is the essence of who you are. Who is it that underlies all your thoughts, your personal stories, and identifications? Who makes the story of you possible? presence, a silent witness, an awareness within you that is deeper than any event in your life or mind. Connect with this sense of being at the deepest level. And when you feel you're getting carried away with a thought, simply come back to your breath, to the present moment. Stay present. Stay aware. When you become aware that you're aware to a thought or emotion, you are becoming aware of yourself. What is it like to be you? There is a deeper dimension in you that goes beyond the thinking mind. sense of awareness become the foundation for your life. Being aware of this inner presence, this silent awareness, brings a profound sense of trust in life. It's as if something vaster than your little mind is carrying you. It's as if you're connected to something deep and profound that goes beyond your personal history. There is great power in this connection, and it is yours to access it. Use your breath to stay in touch with this inner self. Stay present. 60 seconds to work on your sankalpa. And now, give yourself gratitude for this time you have spent honoring yourself. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes to love, light, and letting go. Namaste. Okay. You know, the point of meditation is that it is a vehicle to help us be able to do things that we want to do to improve ourselves. So like, for example, right now we were speaking about consciously choosing for the next 2 hours. Hopefully we can choose it for a longer time. Meditation is going to help you because talk is cheap. So meditation will give you the tool, the inner resilience to be able to deliver on it. All right? So that is why meditation is very powerful. So we think of a concept and we meditate on it, and then we start to deliver it and embody it in our lives. And that's what we are going to do today. Conscious choice. And how do you make it? When you're constantly aware. Because we're so trapped in our mind and our thoughts, right? And that is why we have these conditioned responses, conditioned reflexes. And some of them are great. I mean, I like some of them, but I can drive a car without, worrying about every little detail, or I can eat, or I can talk. That's great. Those reflexes are great, but some of them not so much. So meditation helps to bring our gaze inwards, to discover ourselves, to recognize what are the things that we want to work on in a non-judgmental way. And I really liked, B, that you reminded all of us, and I think I needed that reminder today, that to be more self-forgiving. That's the message you shared with us. I think we're so hard on ourselves. And so without the judgment, see if you can bring yourself back to the center of consciously choosing. Right? That's all. Anybody wants to say anything? No. A lot to think about, yeah.
It was interesting because during the meditation, you know, you were talking about being still, and I don't know why I thought about, even though my body was still, on the inside was not still,
Okay.
and you realize that it's a twofer. You know what I mean? Like your body could be still all you want to in your meditation, but if inside you're doing this, because that's how it feels mentally for me
Oh,
sometimes. Like,
okay.
because you know, I have, you know, you got all this stuff on your plate. And then I said to myself, what does that look like? And in my mind, I had a plate and it just looked like a bunch of crap just thrown on it and squiggly lines. And it was just a hot mess, you
Hot
know? And
mess.
it made me realize, like, just because you're still on the outside, you got to make sure to work on that stillness on the inside, which is the hard
Right.
part.
Which is, yeah.
That's the most difficult part. But as you continue your practice, it gets better and
Yes.
easier.
Yes.
And then the plate just starts to get a little bit more clearer and less chaotic looking.
Yeah. I don't want you to always say it's hard because, look, I mean, you both are my role models. I mean, you come here every weekend without fail as much as you can. Life must be happening to you too. You drive all the distance and you keep coming here and you meditate every day. You're in the group where you know, so you're making it happen actually. So it's not that hard for you. And you, I mean that. You're
It
doing
used
it.
to be.
Yeah, but you're doing it, right? Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So I think Barkha had said to try and make the sankalpa to try to do this for 2 hours. 2 hours could be a stretch. It is hard, hard to be conscious of your every single action, to really be thinking about.
Talk. Thoughts we cannot control right now, so I kept it very simple. Anything that is tangible outside. Yeah.
So
Sorry.
yeah. So if it doesn't, you know, I mean, if you find yourself not, you know, falling back, you know, set the intention, but
Yeah.
but be gentle with yourself too. This is hard work.
I think it's a given that we're going to lapse.
Yes.
Remember, you know, the math part
Right.
process too, right?
Right. True. As long as we have the choice for silence, that's good too. Remember, that is a quick choice you can make. So, anyway.
This was a perfect meditation to come back on.
I agree. It's really good. And just to get into that deeper dimension within you. See, we're made of two dimensions, the physical, the body, mind together is the physical, and then there is a subtler dimension within us, which is the soul, the spirit. And it's like the onion, you know, the top layer is where we think this is it, which is our physical body, mind. But when you peel the onion, when the meditation lets you do that, that's when you see your core, your other dimension, which is your soul, your spirit. And we want to tap into that because that's where all the possibilities lie. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
I was actually going to go back. I was reflecting on your comment about choice, and I actually embraced that thought. I don't know, maybe about a year or two ago, when when you really think about it, when you get down to the bottom of it, everything is a choice. You are absolutely right, and no matter what, whether it's conscious, subconscious, it's all a choice. But that's also very empowering.
I love that you mentioned. Yes.
Yeah, because then you can make different choices, right? And the whole thing is about figuring out that if everything is a choice, then how do I make the choices that suit me better, suit me or suit the world better? So when I reflected on them, like, yeah, then that's been my
Go-to?
That's been my go-to. It's like
Wonderful.
everything is a choice, and I always fall back on that. So I'm glad you said that.
I'm so glad you mentioned the word because actually you're 100% on that. It is empowering that you have a choice. It's a very empowering feeling, right? Yeah.
So the question is, do you want to take your power, or do you want to give it away to the
To your
automatic
reflexes.
program, the
Yeah,
reflexes, the programs that are going on in your mind, what your, you know, other people's expectations of you, you know, all that stuff. Do you want to take the initiative, or just surrender it?
Yep,
So-
it's a choice. Yeah.
So do we want to take a minute and put the timer on our phones, please? Because I want all of us to do this. What? Well then, okay.
Common phone.
11:15.
Yeah.
11:15. Right now. Your Sankalpa starts. 2 hours. It's easy. Anyway, that's all there is. And I did have a little bit of stuff to talk about the upcoming retreat. But I don't know, B, are you rushing to go?
We're gonna go in a little bit.
Okay.
I was gonna mention
Tell me.
some of the other things that
If you have any questions, please, this is a good time. Yeah.
no, I'm just gonna like
Yes?
on like Amazon
For?
for like the crucifix and
Oh,
things that we talked
yes.
about.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not too sure where else to.
okay. All right. I can. Why don't we ask the crowd here?
Have a Star of David. We're trying to make sure we incorporate all the different, deities and things like that. That people.
We want to create an altar in our meditation space, and we just want a representation of every divinity possible. And so I asked B if she could come up with a Star of David and, crucifix. So, does anybody have? No.
If anybody has other ones, does we have?
We have, a few. I have a Buddha and a Ganesha. I have many Buddhas. But okay, so you don't. So all right, don't go to Amazon. I can go to Amazon too. It's fine.
Sure, because I don't mind.
If you don't mind, then please.
I don't mind at all.
Thank you. But let me ask for Star of David from my personal friend.
Okay.
And so, yeah. And you'll have a crucifix in your. So it's a good thing.
If it's fancy.
Of course. I love fancy. All right, cool. Any other question? Anything about, okay, so please, can you guys make sure that you're not any later than 1 p.m.? In fact, you can even come earlier because we'll be there. So,
We're gonna be leaving pretty.
but just have your lunch and come because there's no lunch for you guys. Sorry. I guess she's going to be busy prepping for our dinner, so she won't have the time. Anything? You guys had any question? No?
So next weekend we are having a
Yeah, of course. Oh, thank you for remembering that. I have a question from all of you. Is it possible, because I want to teach the retreaters breath work? Of course, the non-retreaters are also welcome. So, the breath work, pranayama. So I wanted to teach them because I don't think so we'll have the time in the retreat itself, but I want them to be using it in the retreat. So is it possible for all of us to meet at my place next this coming Saturday?
Okay.
Is that